are the winners and losers?
John Overbaugh over at CareCentric said, myth, we have to go to the cloud because our competitors have gone to the cloud. And Jarek Beeson, CISO over at Epic, said, myth, each cloud service provider, or CSP, has commensurate capabilities and security services. And John Overbaugh again said, myth, let's go to the cloud to save money. So I have definitely heard all of these as well. Probably the first one is the one that sort of drives, I guess, would be the hysteria. Yes, Mark, around the cloud?
Yeah, I mean, if there is hysteria, I think that's part of it. Though I think the reality is much messier. When people are saying that kind of a thing that, they need to go to the cloud because their competitors have gone, they're buying into sort of the dream of the cloud. And in an ideal state, you're moving faster, you're innovating quicker, you're not spending a lot of your IT resources, time and money on doing stuff that's just for IT. You're actually, working on stuff that's delivering business value. The reality is it's way messier than it is. Moving stuff into the cloud is basically 4 steps. You're going to replatform it. You're just going to forklift it over. You're going to change the host. You're going to eventually do a little refactoring, and then you'll rewrite it to be cloud native.
Let me pause you on that for just a second, because I was discussing this with somebody else, and being that you do cloud services for Trend Micro, how much of truly forklifting of we're shutting down the on-prem, we're moving to the cloud, do you see? Or is it just an add-on? Like, oh, we're going to keep this on-prem going, but now as we go forward, we're going to do the cloud. Like, I keep hearing about forklifting, but I don't know how much is actually done. What do you say to that?
Yeah, and that's a great question. A lot of the time what happens is forklifting is sort of the last stage of a migration where people have been doing the new stuff or expanding into the cloud for a while, and they kind of get to a tipping point and say it's not worth keeping the old stuff running. We can just move it as is and fix it later, because we're at that point where we're considering dropping our data center lease. Or it's the experimentation phase at the very beginning where they say, we know this works as is, we're just going to move it over. This is never a instantaneous switch over. And this is the thing is, talk to any rational C-level exec, especially the CFO. And if you tell them, I'm going to take this thing that we've paid for and is working perfectly and move it into an entirely new environment that we're going to be paying for based on consumption, and we're going to spend time and resources to do that, they're going to look at you politely, hopefully, but then also go, you're crazy. Why are you doing that? What's the advantage? There's no clear business move, which is why you get this extended hybrid phase where you realize long-term, I don't want to be owning this data center. I don't want to be running the stuff I don't have to. I will move eventually. So you get that new stuff, but that forklifting comes at the end of that phase most often because you've gotten 80% of your stuff over there. And you say, you know what, this last 20%, it's either really old legacy stuff that we can firmly box up, or it's stuff that's easy enough just to, it's a Windows virtual machine. We can just pick it up and shove it into the cloud as is and worry about it later.
All right, I'm going to throw this to you, Steve. Which of these 3 quotes sort of got you going?
That is tough. I am not going to answer that question. I'm going to take it a different way.
Okay, whichever way you want to take it, that's fine.
The winners are the salespeople, and we're in the cloud. The game is over. Whether you like it or not, we're in the cloud. And a lot of the conversations around the infrastructure as a service, that's a lot of what Mark was talking about, lift and shift, everything else. If you look at SaaS, at the software as a service out in the cloud, and even the platforms, most people are there. You use it and you don't even realize it. So my point here is the conversation around myth, that's why it's so much fun. It's about scotch. The salesmen win because a lot of these services are either complementary or actually very good. It's just, what are the nuances you like? So they're going to sell you 12 or 14 different types of scotches, and it's okay because there's 12 or 14 different tastes. The key is they're all really good scotches. So don't get hung up on that. Realize that infrastructure as a service is where a lot of the debate really is, and that's 20% of the problem now. 80%, it's all good to go. So that's how I would summarize who are the winners and losers.